Hello everyone and welcome back to my Reds room. So this is kind of a special edition thing that I've been doing over the whole pandemic crisis that we're all facing and dealing with. I hope everyone is safe and doing well. This is taking place, this episode, right around the end of March 2020. And like I said, I just hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to put a few more of these out there for you. And just so you know, on Monday, April 6th at 8 p.m., I will have a regular episode of Red's Room where I have a guest. So I do already have some filmed, so those are ready to go. And I hope you enjoyed those. But what are we going to look at today? I don't know. There's nothing on the table. I usually have stuff on the table, right? Well, why don't we just maybe take a peek and see what we can find. Let's look. Let's see. What's down here? Oh, look at this. Oh boy. Oh boy, folks. It's Mickey Mouse. Huh. All right. That's the best I can do. All right. So here we have, well, first of all, I guess I should say what we're going to talk about here is statues. Just a few. I'm not going to get into a whole bunch. But this here is a statue from the 2010 All-Star Game that was held in Anaheim, California. And obviously, Anaheim being very famous for what? Disneyland, right. So every year, I noticed a lot of cities will build a theme around their All-Star Game. I think it was in 2014, Minnesota. City of Minnesota had the All-Star Game, and Charles Schulz, who was, created the Peanuts comic strip for all those years. He was from was it Minnesota? Minneapolis. Yeah, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And so they created little theme things around Peanuts. And I know, obviously, with Cincinnati, when they had our All-Star Game back in 2015, they had boosted around the mustache, from Mr. Redlegs. And there was a ton of memorabilia out there. But this particular one was a Mickey Mouse. And I believe they did one of these for each team they made. And this is the Reds version. And there was actually like a 6 or 7 foot version of this that sat at Great American Ballpark for quite a while. I think they sold it off in an auction maybe last year sometime or something like that. But this one here is about, I'd say 6 inches tall. And if you want to come in, take a closer look, you can. And what you'll see here is, just a classic Mickey Mouse. And it's got all kinds of Reds logos and baseball looking things all over it. Very nice. This one is in an absolute mint condition. I've seen some of these where some of these little, almost like water stickers they put around all over these things, they're kind of peeling off or whatever. And I don't know why some of them do that, but fortunately for me, this one has not started to do that yet. But this is kind of a cross collectible thing. I mean, if you're a Disney fan, if you're a Mickey Mouse fan, and a Reds fan, I mean, this is like cross collectible, like so many other things you see, in sports and crosses over into another genre. But this one, I do actually have the box for this, and I didn't bring it out because it's tucked away in storage. But I think the box is kind of silver around the outside, and you can see it has like a window in the front, and this sat like encapsulated inside of some plastic to keep it protected. And I've seen these in a retail, probably, I imagine these new were probably $30-40 tops. I don't know if that, but they're really hard to find now, especially in really good condition and with the box. I've seen these sell for as low as like a couple $100, maybe even like $150. They're usually missing the box. They're usually, maybe something wrong with the statue. And obviously maybe somebody's gotten a great deal at a couple $100. That's certainly, but if you're looking for a deal, you're going to be looking for a while, because somebody who really wants one's going to end up paying, I would say a value of this is right around $350 with the box and in this condition. Super collectible. Like I said, again, it's cross collectible, so a lot of people are going to like it. I know I certainly like it. You know, few people know I have this and have asked me about it, but you know, I'm not getting rid of it because I like Mickey. So does my grandson. He's a huge Disney fan, and he likes Mickey Mouse and Mickey Mouse Playhouse. I'm sure all you parents out there and grandparents know what that is. So, yep, just a cool little piece. I really like it. So if you can find one, pick it up. Right around 300, 350 bucks. All right, that's really a nice piece. Let's look around. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, would you look at this? Would you look at it? Oh, let's see if I can get it up here. Oh, you guys are gonna like this. Everybody likes these. Everybody wants one of these. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at it? Oh my. So, we all know what this is, right? The 1975 Danbury Mint Big Red Machine statue. It's got, what's it got? Like 10 figures on it, I think. Anderson, Rose, Griffey, Morgan, Bench, Perez, Foster, Concepcion, Geronimo, and Gullet. I don't know why Gullet has his jacket on. I've always kind of wondered that. And the other one's all just kind of wearing, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And if you kind of look at this up close, you can see on the base, you probably can't see it here, but I'll get an up close shot. You can see on the base they do have the names kind of printed in, I don't know, I guess a yellowish gold or some kind of gold on the base of the statue, which is kind of nice. I've seen some people actually get these signed, or at least one person I know got it signed. And it looked pretty good signed. I've never bothered to do that with mine. But there's a little bit to know about this. I'm trying to remember. I want to say this was like around 2000s. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong on this. And if you can, in the Cincinnati Reds memorabilia group on Facebook, just comment around what year these were, like in a magazine or maybe a specific magazine. There you could order them. And I want to say they were $199 maybe plus shipping or something. And I want to say that was right around 2000. Although I didn't see it at the time. I obviously bought it many, many years later. But yeah, and I've actually seen the article. Somebody once posted a picture of the order, the little order form that was in the magazine. And I thought that was a pretty neat thing. So here's one of the things I want to tell you. There wasn't a limited production on these. I think they just made as many as they got ordered at the time and maybe a few extra. But here's the deal. The Foster. Everybody knows, I think he called his bat, was it Black Beauty or something like that? Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Because he was, he used the black bat. Well, I want to say like the first 100 statues, the Danbury Mint statues they made here, actually had Foster with a blonde bat. I call them blonde bats. Some people just call them natural finish or whatever, but I call them blonde, on his shoulder. And of course, we all know that was incorrect. It was a mistake, an oversight on their part. And they made about, if I remember, I read they made about 100 of them like that. And actually, the very first time I owned this statue, I didn't really know that much about it. And I actually owned the version with the blonde bat. And I knew there were more that had the black bat. And this is a funny thing. Here's a funny thing about this. I actually wanted the black bat, even though it's not as rare. Not that you can't find the blonde bat. I mean, 100 of them is quite a few. And considering it's not that old of a piece, you can find the blonde bats. So I wanted one that was more accurate, and I didn't want to display two. I do know some people that display both versions, but I only have this version now because I sold the blonde bat version to get this one. And I believe I bought this. I have the box. It's in complete mint condition again. There's no repairs at all because the bills on these caps, and all of you know this that have these, and we've all seen it, they are razor thin and they break extremely easy. Matter of fact, I was kind of nervous even bringing this out to show on this episode. I mean, you got to be so careful with it, amazingly careful. But anyway, I bought it from Chris Likens several years ago now. Once when I sold my blonde version, before I sold it, actually, I'd already talked with Chris and I said, hey, I would like to buy this from you. And of course, we made the deal, and that's all history now. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, is the blonde bat version, because it's a little bit more rare, is it more valuable? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's not. It's worth about the same. They're identical and the reason for that is just because it's a little bit more rare, in this case, doesn't make it necessarily more valuable, because most people want the accurate version, okay? Maybe if we were talking something that was 50, 60, 70 years old, well, then that might be the case. But being that there's plenty of these out there, it's not rare. It's maybe uncommon. I would say these are uncommon. You don't see a ton of them, but you see them. You can find them. They're not hard to find. Most people want the black bat version. So with the box in this condition, you see a lot of these people ask a wide range on these. From in poor condition, you see them asking anywhere from like $300 to $700. But in this condition with the box, I think you could easily expect to get $800 for this piece. And people love it. It's a great display piece. Some people will buy two just to show the front, and then they want to spin it around and show the back side, which, the back looks almost as cool as the front. So, and you get the names when you display the back. Or maybe just get something with a mirror. That's what I kind of have, something like that. But just a really cool piece, amazingly popular. If you can get one, I know that's a nice chunk of change for a lot of people, including myself. But if you can ever get your hands on one of these, I recommend you do it. And there are some people out here that are really good, at repairing them. I've seen people that have repaired the bills on these caps, and you wouldn't even know the difference. So, maybe mine is repaired. I don't know. But there are some people that are really good at it. And, if you ask around in the group, you'll find out who those people are if you really want yours repaired professionally. Of course, you're going to pay for that. So if you buy one for $700 that needs repair, and then you turn around and got to spend another $100, $150 to get it repaired, well, you should have just waited and found one that didn't need repair. So if one needs repair, get yourself a deal on it, $400 or $500. Get it to one of these people that know how to do it for $100, $150, and you'll be happy, and nobody will be the wiser. Okay, so there's that one. Let's see, what else do I got around here? Oh, wait till you see this. Oh, this is one of my favorite pieces. I just love it. Just love it. There it is. Look at that. I bet you've never seen one of those, have you? These are pretty rare. I've only seen 3 or 4 of these. They're called chalk statues, and I had to do a little research on this. But chalkware, some people call it chalkware, it actually dates back as far as the 18th century. It's a little heavy. I don't know if it's any heavier than ceramic. People don't use chalkware anymore. They went to ceramic. It's a little heavy, about actually the same size, or same weight, I'm sorry. And this stand's probably, 8 inches tall, I imagine. But, and what it says on here, if you want to take a closer look, on the front, on the top of the base, it says 1919 Cincy Kid. Basically, this just depicts a little boy. Got, looks like he's got a baseball cap on, a little baseball uniform. He's got Cincinnati Reds little logo on his chest, and up on his hat, he's got a little C on, little C crest. And then on the back here, it just says World Series on it, and it's got like a little squiggly S between the words. I don't know what that means. But these actually became really popular in the, from around 1910, from my research, 1910 to about 1960. A lot of them were given out at carnivals and whatnot. This says 1919 on it. To be honest with you, I don't know if it was made in 1919. Probably would have been 1920, because this would have been something they maybe would have made and sold the following season after the Reds won the 1919 controversial World Series that involved the Black Sox, of course. But I really love this piece. I picked it up, I think, last year in an auction, one of the online auction houses. And I've always wanted one. Like I said, I've seen 2, 3, 4 others. They're almost always painted. And if you kind of look at this, when you see it looks like somebody started to paint it years ago. It looks like they painted the socks, tried to paint the socks red. Don't know why that was, and they just never did anything else to it. But I've seen a lot of them, they're fully painted. You know, they were painted a long time ago. For some reason, and I don't understand this, maybe this is something one of you know more about and can explain it. It seems like the ones that are painted, fully painted, sell for more. At least at auction they do. I don't know why that is. I wanted one like this. I wanted one that was as untouched, unpainted as possible. You know, I like it as close to original as I can get it. Although, you know, that doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, you know, people want them painted for some reason. But I love this piece. Again, I don't know exactly when it was made. You know, I say a little boy, but now that I look at the face, maybe that's an older guy. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think? Is that a little boy or is that an older guy? I don't know. He's got a big smile. He's awful happy. I'd be happy too if I just won the World Series. But anyway, that's what I know about this. Value-wise, I'd say probably in the $800 to $1,000 range would be a number I would put on it in an auction setting. You know, I don't know if you may not see another one for 10 years. I don't know. They're just that rare. But I love it. It's one of my favorite pieces among my statues and few little baubles that I have. I love this one a lot, and I was so happy to finally get one. But I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, Monday, April 6th, 8 p.m., we'll go back to just regular standard Red's Room episodes, where I have a guest and we'll talk about memorabilia. I think you'll like my next guest coming up. I'll kind of leave that a surprise. And, you know, if things kind of still stay slow in the country and everything, I might shoot another video around mid-April where I do another My Red's Room type of deal like I'm doing right now. But other than that, that's about all I got for you. Stay safe, everyone. Be careful. And until next time, happy collecting, everyone.